Hello guys, my name is Sahana and today let us learn about contacts with distant lands. First of all, what is the Sangam literature? The Sangam literature is the Tamil literature composed by poets on themes of love and war. Poets and scholars come together and have 3 successive gatherings called Sangam. A collective work of 8 poems or prose is called Ettithokai. Ettu means 8. Now, what was the power of chiefs and kings during the Sangam age? Let us see. First of all, they had 2 centers of power. One was on the land and other was on the coast. This was the main thing for their power. Other than this, they were also very kind towards their people. They went on different military expeditions, collected tribute, and regular taxes were not asked by the kings. Now, let us go more deeper into this and learn more about the South Indian kings. First of all, we have the Satavahana dynasty. Gautami Putra Sri Satakarni was the most famous ruler of this dynasty. He was ruling South India at this time. What were the other things that he was doing? They were also known as the Lords of the Dakshinpad because they tried to control the Dakshinpad. We'll learn more about this in the trade routes. And his mother had also written some descriptions or inscriptions about him through which we get to know many things about Satavahana dynasty and Gautami Putra Sri Satakarni, and this is the trade-Rome relations. Now, Gautami Putra Sri Satakarni also made different effective ways to promote Brahmanism and Buddhism in the southern part of India. He also became popular later in the western part of India. Now, let us learn about the Chera dynasty. Who are the Cheras? First of all, the Cheras were the people who ruled parts of South India. Cheran Sengutavan and Nedunjara were 2 important kings of this dynasty. Next is the Chola dynasty. They also ruled parts of South India, and agricultural was strong at this time and trade relations also flourished during this period. Rajendra Chola, Rajaraja Chola were few kings in this dynasty. Next is the Pandyas. Who are the Pandyas? The Pandyas also ruled parts of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, and Sangam literature mentions many of these kings. And why do they mention? It's because of the patronage that Pandyan kings gave to the Sangam literature. Now, let us look at the conquerors from distant lands who conquered our India. After the decline of the Mauryan Empire, Chandragupta Maurya, India became politically unstable, but later there also were developments in agriculture and trade relations. What were those developments? First of all, let us talk about the foreign invaders. The Kushanas, the Shakas or Sakas, Parthians and the Bactrians or Indo-Greeks were a few foreign invaders who invaded India. And Kushana Empire also later became towards Buddhism. Now, let us look at the trade routes in India. What were the trade routes? How were they followed? There are 2 main trade routes. One is the Dakshinapad. What is the other one? Let us see. Next one is the Uttarapata. Uttar means north. And let us talk about the next thing. Well, you have brought many silk clothes while you are shopping, right? However, this was kept by Chinese as a top secret for thousands of years. They traveled through camels to transport silk, they traveled through horses to transport silk, and they were so eager to earn money that they also walked for so much long distances to do this. Well, how was silk discovered? There was a queen, a Chinese queen, who was once eating a bowl of soup. What happened? Suddenly, a cocoon came and fell on her soup. She was astonished. What is this cocoon doing on her soup? Later she discovered that soft silk threads started coming out of it. Later, this was named as silk. The path which these Chinese used to travel long distances and transport silk came to be known as the Silk Route. And the main thing, Kushanas also tried to control the Silk Route, and due to this they learned income through taxes, and later they provided protection to the traders. After all this, many rulers in the elite started wearing silk clothes. Now what happened with Buddhism? What was Buddhism doing on all these times? Well, there was a famous ruler of the Kushana dynasty named Kanishka, and he organized the 4th Buddhist Council. Why did he organize the 4th Buddhist Council? Because he wanted people to discuss all the important matters according to Buddhism. Well, how did Kanishka change it to Buddhism? There was a Sanskrit poet named as Ashwagosha who converted Kanishka to Buddhism. After this 4th Buddhist Council, Buddhism spread into 2 sects. One is Hinayana and the other one is Mahayana. Hinayana sect is orthodox. They do not believe in idol worship. They do not worship Buddha as God. Now what is the Mahayana sect? Mahayana sect believed in God. They prayed Buddha as God and worshipped artistic expressions of Buddha. Well, there was a term known as Bodhisattva given by the Jataka tales. Now what are Bodhisattvas? Bodhisattvas are the people who live in complete isolation and meditate. However, now they are allowed to preach the teachings around the world. People also worship Bodhisattvas. How did Buddhism spread all over the world such rapidly? Let's see. First, many trade routes were built between many cities. Next, roads were also built to promote Buddhism. The first step taken was by King Ashoka when he sent his daughter and son Mahendra and Sangamitra to Sri Lanka. Later, all the other empires started, and Kanishka also served as patronage to the Mathura and Gandhara school of art. Now, let us look at the pilgrims and travelers who visited India. Well, they were mostly Chinese. First was Fahian. Fahian was a Chinese pilgrim who visited India during the reign of Chandragupta II of the Gupta dynasty. As per his observations, India had a sound Gupta administration. There were many religions in this nation, but all were given equal respect. And this is Chandragupta II. What about Veensang? Veensang was a Chinese scholar who visited India during the reign of Harshavardhana. He also studied and stayed at the famous Nalanda University. This is Harshavardhana. And now, let us move on to I Singh. I Singh also studied at Nalanda. He brought many Buddhist and Sanskrit texts with him. What is a Nalanda University? Nalanda University is famous for its education. It is our knowledge, and this was not copied from any text. Teachers from all over the world taught Ayurveda, Vedic mantras and many other things to the students. They were brilliant. Now, Hinduism also saw some important changes in this, which was Bhakti. When a person prays to God, it is believed that she appears as the same deity in which the person is praying to. That's all, we are done with the chapter. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos.